Hello everybody, Xanaphar here, and today I am doing a review for episode 5 of Ultra Galaxy Fight. So let's get into it. You see Ultraman Zero, he's talking about after the Great War there was another man at a different point of time at the mercy of his fate. You see Traeger, he's working on a new device. Ultraman Hikari comes up to him and talks to them about that new device Traeger is making, and how great it's gonna be, and how it's gonna help out so many people. Traeger is a bit upset because his fighting skill was not as strong, and he couldn't join the Galactic Defense Force. Ultraman Hikari gives Traeger some advice how he is gonna fight the darkness with his inventions, and how he is gonna keep the peace. You see, Ultraman Taro is finally bound his mitten, and Traeger is very much happy to see Taro. Taro asks Traeger about his new advice, and Traeger shows him it, and he says he's missing the bond. Taro says he will help out, and he will because he has lots of experience on Earth, and has lots of bonds with many people. So Traeger says that would help out quite a lot. Taro decides to name the device the Tiger Spark, and Traeger decides to give it to him as a gift after when it's done. Taro is very much thankful. He has to go back to his job, so he says goodbye to Traeger, and Traeger stays in Bachelor Light. Then, that incident, Ultraman Zero says. You see Traeger, and he's wondering why Hikari is missing, and he sees a planet R. You see Traeger, he's on planet Arb, and you see Ultraman Hikari. Traeger goes up to Ultraman Hikari, tells him to go back with him. Hikari pushed down Traeger, says he's not his chief anymore. He couldn't even defend planet Arb. Ultraman King gave him his Night Blaze, and he couldn't do anything with it. And then, the vengeful souls start going into Ultraman Hikari, transforming him into Hunt the Night Saruti. He's destroying revenge on anybody who gets in his way from Bogal. He starts fighting Traeger, and Traeger tells him to stop, tells Hikari to stop, and Hunter Knight Rudy says Hikari is dead, finally getting a hit on Traeger, and then flies away. Traeger is wondering, is the light really the fragile thing? And then you see Retardus manipulating Traeger. Then it cuts to Traeger and Taro says, I guess Hikari is gone. And Traeger says, I guess we can't assist the darkness. And Taro says, how can you say that? And Traeger grabs Taro, saying, you don't get it. Your father is a leader of the Galactic Defense Force. You are a Sith Ultra brother. And Taro says, what are you talking about, Traeger? We swore to be friends. And then Traeger says, I'm sorry, I guess I'm just tired. And then starts to walk away. Taro says, don't worry, Traeger. I will protect you. And Traeger says, you self-righteous bachelor light. And Taro says, Traeger? Then you see Traeger and Traeger asks Taro why is he heal. And Taro says he needs a great scientist with him. And then a portal opens up. It's one of Tartarus' portals. A kaiju pops out of it, and Taro starts to battle the kaiju. Traeger tries to help, but then he gets hit by a beam by the kaiju, and Traeger screams in pain. In agony, so much pain is hitting him. Traeger goes into the dark dimension, and he sees Ultraman Hikari, and he transforms into Hunter Knight Rudy. He says, join the darkness. Then he sees Ultraman Taro, and he says, don't worry. I will attack you. Traeger just says, shut up! You see Retardus, and he showed Traeger his future enemies. Traeger screams in pain, seeing him transform into the evil Ultraman he is, transforming into the form we all know of, and seeing him kill Titus and Fuma and Taiga, even battling his friend Ultraman Taro. Traeger sees all his enemies. Traeger is in disbelief what his future holds for him. Retardus tells him to remember his name, Mad Curiosity. Taro says we're Ultras of light, we will defeat the darkness with our light, and blows up the kaiju with Ultra Dynamite. Traeger says, that's in your point of view. Taro says, what? There is no light or darkness in this world, and then he walks into the portal. Taro screams out, Traeger, and then be continued. So, this pretty much was this video. I give this episode a 7 out of 10. Yeah. I did not really care about this episode too much. I thought episode 4 was a lot more better, was episode 5, but yeah. I did like the fact of hearing about Traeger's story, though. I thought it was very interesting, especially his relationship with Ultraman Hikari and Ultraman Taro. Seeing how he made the Tiger Spark, that was very cool to see. And yeah, I just thought this episode was pretty okay. Okay, and that's it for this video. Like and subscribe. Xanathar out.